What are executive functions? Executive functions are mental processes and skills that help us plan, organize, mentally play with ideas or learn. Children are not born with executive functions, but they have the potential to develop them. Developing them is pretty long and lasts until early adulthood, the mid-20s. It is when the prefrontal cortex, part of our brain, stops maturing and developing. The prefrontal cortex plays a role in executive functions. The principal executive functions are inhibitory control, working memory and cognitive flexibility, and I will explain them in this video. Inhibitory control. Inhibitory control is one of the core executive functions. It lets you control your attention, behavior, thoughts and emotions so you can suppress and override temptation. With the help of inhibitory control, you would do whatever is more appropriate or required. Inhibitory control helps in being controlled by impulses, habits and stimuli. It lets you choose how you react rather than do it automatically. Thanks to inhibitory control, we can focus and pay attention to certain things, ignoring others. It allows us to control our actions and thoughts or memories. Self-control is part of inhibitory control. It lets us manage our behavior and emotions, resist temptations and not react impulsively. Thanks to self-control, you can stay on task and have the discipline to complete it instead of moving on to something else. You can ignore distractions and immediate rewards in favor of a larger goal that is not immediate. It is called delayed gratification. Working memory. This aspect of executive functions is about holding information in mind and working with it. It is crucial in making sense of anything happening over time. You always need to hold something that happened earlier in mind to make sense of what comes next. Working memory is essential in making sense of language. To understand a sentence or a story, you need to mentally recall and be aware of what happened earlier. Doing maths in your head. Turning instructions or directions into action. Adding new information to your thinking plans. Analyzing different information to see if they relate to each other. Reasoning. Working memory is needed to see connections, pull things apart and combine them in a new way. Making decisions, considering past events and possible future outcomes. Cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility builds on inhibitory control and working memory and comes later in development. Cognitive flexibility lets us understand and see how things would look if they were a different color, size, proximity, flavor, etc. It lets us understand someone else's point of view. To do that, we must let go of our previous perspective, inhibit it, and load it into working memory. Cognitive flexibility helps change how we think about something, think outside the box, or find new solutions. Cognitive flexibility helps our creativity and task switching. Why are the executive functions important? Executive functions help with self-regulation. They will help in reacting to stimulating experiences. With supporting learning and development. Let us focus and filter distractions. Adjust to changing demands. Set priorities. Change perspectives. Stay on task and complete it. Resist inappropriate impulses. Sustain attention. Set goals and make plans, and assess progress. Executive functions and ADHD. Very often, if not always, children with ADHD will have some problems or delays in executive functions. It is because the part of the brain responsible for them does not develop simultaneously as their peers. It has to do with delayed myelination in the brain. Myelin is a fatty substance that surrounds neurons, the brain cells. It helps them transmit the information better from one to another. Problems with myelination may affect how the brain matures and, consequently, the development of executive function skills. Executive function delays and issues cause the symptoms and behaviors associated with ADHD. The child may find it hard to control themselves, be impulsive, and have difficulty staying on task and completing it. Things like snatching toys, hitting, and getting upset quickly, are all associated with inhibitory control problems. Also, due to these problems, children with ADHD might often lie. A child with ADHD might have problems estimating how long an activity will take and organizing resources for it. Most ADHD symptoms are rooted in executive function disorder. Executive functions and autism. Lots of children, and adults, with autism struggle with executive functions. They may find it challenging to manage time, start and complete a task or put themselves in someone else's shoes. It all has to do with executive function disorder. Some research shows a relationship between executive functions and theory of mind. Theory of mind is the ability to attribute mental states to ourselves and others. It is the understanding that other people think and feel differently from us. In autism, the theory of mind is impaired or delayed. Also, autistic people, even those with minimal social difficulties, may find it tricky to respond to requests or initiate and organize play because of executive function problems. Executive skills develop through children engaging in enjoyable activities involving social interactions. Adults can help children develop these skills by assisting them with activities. They may start by showing a child how something is done, called modeling, and then slowly stepping back and letting them do it on their own. I hope you can see how easy it is to help your child develop executive function skills. They will help them with self-regulation, learning, organizing, planning and staying on task. Let me know in the comments about any other executive function strengthening activities. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Visit our website, allspecialneedsnow.com.